Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Kalen DeBoer, this Alabama program, landed another commitment in the 2025 class, coming from four-star linebacker Darrell Johnson from the state of Georgia. And this is something we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks as we've broken down these Alabama commitments. Kalen DeBoer getting it done in SEC territory, and Darrell Johnson is one of the more exciting prospects in this 2025 class. A kid that started his high school career as a defensive back, but as he's put on that weight, has moved closer to the line of scrimmage. When you turn on the film, you see Darrell Johnson play that off-ball linebacker spot, have a ton of range, sideline to sideline speed. You see him excel in coverage with that defensive back background, but also has an 80-inch wingspan that he shows up as an edge rusher on the outside. This is, in my mind, the ultimate chess piece on the defensive side of the football. I could see him playing off-ball linebacker. I could see him blitzing off the edge. I could even see him at time playing that star position for this Alabama program. And you're seeing Kalen DeBoer really value raw athleticism, right? You go back to some other commitments in Zymir Smith, the guys that just show the athleticism. We'll figure out the best spot to put him on the football field, but let's get them into this Alabama program. Darrell Johnson, one of the more special athletes we see in this 2025 class. Want to dive into the film, talk about what Darrell Johnson brings to this Alabama team. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys and a massive shout out to the Alabama fans. We just talked about Caden Proctor last night. We've been breaking down these Alabama commitments throughout the last couple of weeks, and the amount of support you guys have shown the boys truly does mean a lot. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll keep you guys as updated as possible with what Alabama is doing on the recruiting trail. And without further ado, let's get into Darrell Johnson, who, when you turn on the film, this is a guy that just gravitates to the football in a lot of different ways. You'll see him play as a boundary cornerback. You'll see him play as an edge rusher, an off-ball linebacker. But wherever he is on the football field, he always seems to wind up where the football is, and you see the exceptional speed that Darrell Johnson plays with. And why I'm so excited about Darrell Johnson, why I think he might have an extremely bright future as an off-ball linebacker, is you look at what you need in modern-day linebackers at the college football level. This is something we talk about a lot, right? You have to go sideline to sideline. You have to go tackle running backs in the flat. You have to carry tight ends up the seam as offenses are trying to get as much speed on the field as possible. Your linebackers have to be able to match that athleticism. And I think Darrell Johnson certainly can do that. Want to get into the film. And again, this is one of the more exciting film studies that we'll do. Darrell Johnson all over the football field here. You'll see him kind of walk in as kind of a box safety, and you're going to see him come off the edge. And I think the thing that stands out to me the most is his ability to close the gap and just find the ball carrier is absolutely exceptional. He flies around the field, plays with his head on fire, and again, from all different ways and spots on the football field. More of an edge rusher right here. You're going to see him a ton of juice off the line of scrimmage, just too fast for people to get hands on, and he just winds up in the backfield consistently, and you're going to see him again work as an edge rusher. This is one of the more impressive pieces of film that you'll see. Just the ability to chase down the play from the backside and the ability to close that distance and go find the ball carrier is absolutely exceptional. He moves so fast on that defensive side of the football and gets it done on the offensive side of the football as well, right? You're talking about one of the more elite athletes in this 2025 class, the 6'1", 200-pound, 80-inch wingspan combined with that size and speed is just absolutely incredible. And you see him even work as a cornerback at times, operating in space, coming in the run game. He just finds the football from all different ways of the football field. And I think what you're most excited about is kind of how does Kalen DeBoer and this coaching staff decide to use someone like Darrell Johnson, because you're talking about a guy with an 80-inch wingspan that has extreme length in the arms, can certainly rush the passer off the edge. You're talking about a guy that has phenomenal straight line speed in terms of playing that off-ball linebacker spot. And you're even talking about a guy that can cover and potentially even play that nickel role when you're trying to get as versatile as Alabama wants to be on the defensive side of the football, give as many different looks as you can. Having a guy like Darrell Johnson that can do a ton of different responsibilities is going to be absolutely massive. Again, you continue to roll the film, and I think the thing that stands out to me is his ability to just go find the ball carrier, right? Sideline to sideline speed, how he closes the distance, how he tackles in space. It's all extremely exciting. Takes on blocks extremely well as well, too, right? You're seeing him get disengaged, and I'm going to go find the ball carrier. I'm going to go work through traffic. Very physical at the point of attack. This is a guy that can do so many different things on the defense side of football. That's another play that's just so important at the college level. Being able to go sideline to sideline, work through traffic, and go find the ball carrier. Darrell Johnson, truly an expert at that. And you look at what Alabama's doing in this 2025 class, extremely impressive, right? We talked about Derek Smith the other week, one of the more hyper athletes at that wide receiver position, somebody that is going to thrive in space. You continue to scroll down. Antonio Coleman, a massive flip from Auburn. And then you keep scrolling down. A guy like Zamir Smith, we talked about the other day, that kind of fits the bill of what Kalen DeBoer is trying to do. And I think it is, hey, I want as many elite athletes on this Alabama roster as possible. And if there is some questions on what positions they're going to play, just give me the athlete. Let me get them on campus. We'll figure out the best spot to put them on the field. And that's something Kalen DeBoer does at an exceptional level, right? You talk about all the success that he's had at Fresno State, at Washington. He is exceptional at taking athletes and putting them in the best positions to be successful on the football field. Darrell Johnson can do a ton of different things for this Alabama defense. One thing for sure is that I trust Kalen DeBoer to put him in the right spots at the right times and to be a guy that truly has that game-changing ability for Alabama on the defensive side of the football, and chalk that up for another Kalen DeBoer win in SEC country, right? All the questions about Kalen DeBoer. Can he go head-to-head with Kirby Smart, head-to-head with Hugh Freeze? Kalen DeBoer's answering those questions in a meaningful way the last couple of weeks. We'll continue to update you guys as the commitments continue to come in for Alabama. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all